Welcome to another SnowRunner mission video. In this one we're recovering two 20-foot containers from a cargo ship that's run aground. So we have to pick these containers up and load them onto a semi-trailer flatbed. So I thought I'd use the proper crane in this one. It's always good. I always like to mix it up with the trucks I use and the equipment I use. If you just want to quickly get the tasks done and move on to the next one, well, there are quicker, easier ways, but I just enjoy using the equipment that's available. So here we are, just heading out to the bridge. I'm guessing by the looks of when you see it there, the story is the sorry. The container ship took out the bridge and ran aground, so on and so forth. So here we are. You can see the bridge has collapsed. So we have to make our way underneath the bridge to where the container ship is. Just taking this excuse me, just taking this side track down to the river very cautiously. Low range diff locks and just taking it slow. Okay, so here we are at bridge ahead there. There's a bit of broken ice. We've got one container on the far side and one to the right there. So we'll grab the one on the far side first. No easy clear path across this, so although you can see there's rocks there as well, but they've conveniently placed these blocks of ice in the way to cause lots of suspension damage. So here we are at the first container. So now we'll switch to the prime mover and trailer and bring that over to the site. So rather than show just an empty tray travelling along the tarmac, we pick up this where I've arrived at the bridge. Just taking it easy once again. As we make our way down to the river. Almost there. So we'll swing this truck around and reverse the trailer up to where the crane is situated. Killing a few trees there. Casualties of war. So here we are, we find ourselves stuck on this blocks of ice. And they won't budge and the trailer won't go up over it, so I'm choosing to hook a winch onto the back of that trailer and over to that substantial tree there. We'll give it a few hits with the winch. So we've got it up over that block and onto the wheels. So that worked out okay. Not quite lined up as we'd like it, but trying to get it as best we can. Here we are back in the crane. We'll put the legs out and get the crane operational. This crane is pretty good, works well. There is a better one, but unfortunately the other crane was not suitable to be put on this truck frame, so I went with this crane you see here. Container around. Unfortunately, I find I'm a little bit too too far away. Which is mainly due to my OCD. This trailer is a 5 pallet trailer, and each of these containers take up the space of 2 pallets, so I've decided I want that single space at the back so that there's more weight over the turntable. Doing more damage there to the suspension. Back in the crane. Just skipped ahead a bit there. I cut a piece out for some reason. The camera glitched and it was shaking all over the place quite strangely, so I cut that piece out. So here we have the first container on the back of the trailer. So I'll just pack that and strap it down, move the truck forward. Making sure I've got plenty of room to bring that crane out so that I can get into where the second container is.
There he is.
Just selecting the crane from the map view. If the vehicles are close, you can just jump from one truck to another, but if they're a bit further apart, the only way is to go to the map and then select the truck. So just reversing out over this ice. That is pretty much just about going to destroy the truck. I don't quite get why it's so drastic at times, but so basically the suspension's completely destroyed, the fuel tank is destroyed, and a number of tires are flat. So lucky enough, I've got some repair spares on the rack above the cab. So I will repair the gas tank, which is the main thing, and what's left will just fix as much of the suspension and tyres, but it doesn't have to do much more work. But the fuel tank's the worst. When it's destroyed, it just keeps leaking fuel quite fast, so you'll just run out of fuel very quickly. So here we are, picking up the second container. just drop the container here, and I'll move the truck back a bit closer. And also, it appears, move the crane a bit further out. Quickly jumped across into the other truck. I'll reverse that a bit further towards the crane. Jump back into the crane. Just move it forwards a bit so we can get those legs down. You'll see that green circle graphic on the ground. That just tells you what kind of a radius you can pick up from. As I said earlier, probably could have picked these containers up with the loading crane that's on the truck, but where's the fun in that? The modelling that they've done on all these vehicles is just amazing. Detail is crazy. You don't really have to get them perfectly lined up on the trailer, but it's that OCD thing once again. So we unpack the cargo, then pack both together, and it's all strapped down, and we'll head on off now to the port. These have to be dropped off at the barge port. Back across on our tried and tested path. the crane I'll just recover back to the garage. So that'll be repaired there. Here I see my tried and tested path ahead with a bit of a hole there. So I think to myself, why don't I find a better path? And clearly this is not it. Sometimes you should just stick to the tried and tested. It's a bit of a struggle here, so I throw out the winch rope to a tree behind so I can winch the truck out. I almost tip it over. It just shows how easily things can go wrong. But then you just do what you have to do to get her done. So back across our tried and tested path. So this mission has definitely been quite eventful so far. Just making our way around this outcrop here so we can head up the incline onto the tarmac once again. This part where back on Everton, where the small township of Everton is. I don't know whether these places actually exist. This map is supposed to be Quebec, Canada. Just taking in all the scenic views once again. Decided to stop in and just top up the fuel. Probably didn't really need it. I've also got jerry cans on the roof racks, but better to be safe than sorry. So at this stage I'm thinking we've got a nice road all the way to the port. Well, it seems, as it turns out, there is another detour. And as you will see coming up soon, how this truck did not fall over is nothing more than a miracle. It must have been so close on a couple of occasions. So far so good around this ledge. Nice and flat, kind of luring you into a false sense of security. Now we're onto this uneven area and we just about go over here. I was sure that was gone. That looked pretty sketchy there. Then we drop a wheel down there and it leans over drastically once again. So now it's pretty much plain sailing. This mission reminds me of the words spoken in Top Gun. Maverick makes a couple of risky moves in this mission, and while the mission works out and becomes a success, I think we've shown this as an example of what not to do. And that was pretty much it. At least we stayed upright, and we're just about there, just about at the port. Just checking the map to see where the drop-off location is. Around at the port warehouse. Here we are at our destination. We'll make these containers disappear. And we have a success. Just going to turn around here and you'll see up ahead of us those yellow dots is a repair zone, so I can drive through that and the truck is fully repaired. If you use any parts out of your spares on the roof rack, they're replaced as well. And that's pretty much it for another mission. Successfully done. Narrowly. Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now.